Yes, Mr. Blake. There may be a few latecomers, but we won't wait for them.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to move on to the case study of Khayyam Ishaq. Can we please go back to the Court of Appeal judgment? That's Pol 00113278, and it's page 49. This is another case where the Court of Appeal quashed the conviction. Am I right to say that you were the lead investigator in Mr. Ishaq?
Correct, yes.
I'll just read some of the Court of Appeal judgment. They say that on the 7th of March 2013, Mr. Ishaq changed his plea to guilty to the theft of £17,000. On the 22nd of April 2013, he was sentenced to 54 weeks imprisonment. The defence challenge to the Horizon system was clear from a very early stage in the proceedings. Mr. Ishaq's solicitor had informed the Post Office of the issue and of the defence's intention to instruct an expert at an earlier magistrates' court hearing on the 25th of July 2012. A defence statement of the 29th of August 2012 repeated the defence challenge to Horizon and made a series of disclosure requests targeted at the Horizon system. Mr. Ishaq denied theft but admitted altering items on Horizon out of necessity in order to reconcile the amounts and due to the system malfunctioning.
A very common theme is starting to emerge here, not only in the cases and the sentences originally handed down, but the reasons provided by the different subpostmasters as to why they were down, and why it necessitated altering the Horizon records to ensure the accounts balance they could continue to trade, to continue to live, and to continue to potentially pay back any money that they thought they owed, because presumably they must have thought they were going a bit well, I don't know what they thought, but they must have thought, where is this money going, and trying to work it out themselves.
The defence repeatedly sought disclosure in relation to Horizon and instructed an accountancy expert to analyse the accounts. The Post Office produced evidence to demonstrate the integrity of Horizon and relied in particular upon the involvement of Mr. Jenkins, who provided witness statements and contributed to a joint expert report. In a served witness statement, Mr. Jenkins defended the integrity of the Horizon system.
We know subsequently that obviously Gareth Jenkins was discredited as an expert witness.
On the 5th of February 2013, the defence made a formal application to a judge for further disclosure on Horizon. The application was refused. The defence served an addendum defence statement which alleged Horizon malfunction and set out reports of technical faults which Mr. Ishaq had made to the Horizon help desk. He had also made reports to the National Business Support Centre about shortfalls and discrepancies. The Post Office accepts that this was an unexplained shortfall case and that evidence from Horizon was essential to Mr. Ishaq's case. The Fujitsu audit data for the indictment period was provided to the defence on the 26th of October 2012. It's unclear what, if any, analysis was performed with it. There was no examination of that data for bugs, errors or defects, or for evidence of theft. It appears there was no evidence to corroborate the Horizon evidence. The fact that Mr. Jenkins provided witness statements in itself suggests that the Post Office did not disclose the full and accurate position regarding the reliability of Horizon. There was no proof of an actual loss as opposed to a Horizon-generated shortage. The Post Office concedes only that Mr. Ishaq's prosecution was unfair, but we are bound to conclude that his prosecution was an affront to justice.
Different case, same conclusion. It was unfair, and not only was it unfair, it was an affront to justice.
Can we please return to your witness statement? That's WITN 044500100 at page 9. Thank you. If we look at page 9, that's where you address the case of Ishaq. And we can see at the bottom there, we have at footnote 3 a large number of documents that were provided to you in relation to his case. Do you recall that?
I've seen that, yes. And
and if we scroll down, we have the rest of your evidence on his case. Can we please look at Pol 0046224, please? This is the investigation report. Thank you. Is this a document that you drafted?
Correct.
Yes. That's dated the 13th of May of 2011. It's your investigation report. And I'd like to begin on page 6, please. Thank you. If we scroll down, there's a section on business and procedural weaknesses. And you say there, due to the circumstances given in explanation of the audit shortage, at this moment in time, I can see no failures in security supervision, procedures, or product integrity that should be brought to the attention of the contract manager. Is it possible to bring on screen side by side your witness statement that we've just taken you to? Page 14 of that witness statement, please. Thank you. So on the left-hand side, if we could go to page 14, you'll recall that that is the page that addresses the general questions that were put to you in your request for evidence to the inquiry. And you say there, for example, I don't know what technical issues were investigated by the Post Office. I can't recall, if any, what information I received concerning bugs, errors and defects in the Horizon system. We heard this morning that you were aware of those magazine articles in 2010, and there was an email correspondence from the same year where there was discussion about a number of challenges to Horizon integrity. What investigation had you carried out in relation to product integrity?
It's when the product came out, you would see it in this particular case. It was a case of sheets of stamps were being reversed out the system, which outweighed what was being sold.
But you've said here in your investigation report that you can't see any failures in product integrity. What investigations have you carried out into product integrity to satisfy yourself?
Well, whatever the product was, whether that would show up anything wrong with it. You know, that's all I can say is that you would look at each one at the time. I didn't go in and look at each individual product because that's another member of another team within the Post Office.
That's true. You should leave that for them to make that statement. Then there's a difference between there are no issues with product integrity and I've not looked into issues relating to product integrity.
You were aware at this particular time of significant allegations against the integrity of the Horizon system, weren't you?
But with this particular inquiry, it didn't appear to be anything to do with Horizon because he was reversing out stamps that created the surplus.
And taking to one side what he's saying at the moment, though, how Horizon can both at the same time be a fundamental part of every post office and not involved with so many cases doesn't seem to be fathomable as a possibility. It's so integral to the operation of the post office that it must be a core part of that. Absolutely.
At this particular time, do you accept that you had significant knowledge of allegations about the integrity of the Horizon system?
There was knowledge at the time that people were stating that there was issues with Horizon.
And it was your knowledge at that time?
People had told us, so yeah, I guess I probably will have known